Hi there! Today I have a new video for you about Mengf hybrids. Basically because I do have two new skin colors. You can see here are three bodies. The one in the middle is not new in skin color, it's beige, but it is a different type of body and the color is a little bit more evenly, I would say. There are no different parts with different colors and that's the reason I included it, and also because I wanted to show you all the skin colors of the Mengf bodies that I already have and in comparison with Barbie bodies. Because basically it is always a good reference. Most of us do have them, and I can see that a lot of people really like to combine Barbie heads also with this kind of body. This time my order for these bodies was a little bit complicated, but we will talk about that in the end of the video because I'm not sure if that's really interesting for the most of you. The one on the left is pink white skin, the one in the middle is, as I said, beige skin, and the one on the right is new brown skin. I already unpacked two of the three bodies, but the one in the middle I left inside of the plastic bags because usually I don't get bodies packed that way. I never got this pink sleeve and yeah, I don't know, it looks interesting. And even the extra hands I bought are packed inside of a cardboard box, and even that is new to me. I usually just get them in plastic bags, but this here is definitely a nicer look. And since I was not clever enough to use some scissors, I ended up with only 3 pairs. This set contains 4 pairs usually, but 1 pair behind a cabinet, and I cannot get it until I completely empty it out and get behind it. So, as you can see, 3 nice pairs. I'm very sure that the 4th pair would also be perfect, but so far I have not seen it myself. But I bought these hands before, just the packaging was new to me. The skin color I bought them in is white, and these are the version 1 hands. I have told you that before in other videos. I definitely like the first hands better than the second generation because the nails are shorter and they are way more affordable or cheaper than the other ones, so I really like them, and usually you can use them very nicely also on the more jointed Mengf bodies. Sometimes they are a little bit loose, but that's only the case for one of the dolls that you can see in the end that are styled and only in one hand, but usually these hands do work also very good with the newer Mengf bodies. Together with the body, there were also some black stray hair inside of the package. We do not have a problem with hair in general on this channel because usually all my videos do contain cat hair. I cannot change it, it is what it is, but this hair here is not my fault, it just traveled its long way from China to me. Here you can also see version 1 hands in beige on the newer body, and as you can see it works quite well. I think the color of the hands are a little bit different because of the material. The new hands are a little bit more squishy, I would say, but really only a tiny bit. But overall the version 1 beige hands do fit quite well, size and skin tone wise. And here you have all the skin tones for Mengf bodies that I have so far. On the far left it is super white, then the new pink white that I got, white, beige, Hungarian, new brown and coffee. You can also see that on some the neck mechanism is different, also that the joints often are different. Some of them are single jointed and some of them are double jointed. Also the body with the coffee skin does have a different torso. It is not a big difference in my opinion, but the waist of the body is a little bit thicker. All the other bodies do have the slimmer waist, the newer 2022 one with the more cinched waist. Also, the one on the far right is the only one that does not have exchangeable neck pieces. There's only one option, you can see that, just like a standard fashion doll body usually have. But the other Mengf bodies, or the newer ones, are a little bit different. You can see it here. The ones with a metal screw just come with two neck piece options. The bigger one is just the standard one you will usually use with your doll heads, and the tinier one is a neck option in case you would like to change the heads quite often and therefore just put them on the body. So it is more like a protection for the screw. And even also the older bodies that do have exchangeable neck pieces made out of plastic do have usually two options, the regular one and also just the tiny one for protection for a quick head change. But in case you're buying the lower priced Hungarian skin bodies, you will only get one neck piece, only the regular bigger piece. But here you can see also the tiny piece that usually came with the older models that do have exchangeable neck pieces. And talking about protection, the double jointed ones even come with one more neck piece, if you would like to call it that way, these little silicone pieces. And honestly, I had no idea that they do have a use, but you will see it later in the video. They are not there for nothing. They are even quite useful. But I found it funny that the one on the far left, I think this one was the first one that I got double jointed. Anyway, this one does have a silicone cap that is a little bit slimmer and a little bit longer. And the other ones I have are always the same, like the shorter ones. And it's only funny to me because I will create a hybrid later in the video that really is in need of one of these silicone caps that are slimmer. And it's funny that it is with this body here, but yeah, you will see it later. You can also see here the new beige body and the older one. And the older one does also have these different colored limbs. The lower part of the arms and also of the legs are a bit different in skin tone compared to the rest of the bodies. They do have a more red undertone, which is of course not so nice if you have paid the full price for a body. And these, yeah, I do not call it defects, but still, the color difference is not so tiny, and I don't like when they sell things like that without being honest about it. But you have also seen the Hungarian skin together with the other bodies. This body, for example, does have a very similar skin tone to the beige ones, and these also do have these unmatched skin colors in arms and legs. But they are sold for a very low price compared to the quality. For example, I got 3 new ones and I paid only 12 euros for each body, and that's a very good price, but we will talk about that also in a second. Simply when I give you some examples for hybrids, but now I think it is simply better to compare the skin tones to regular made-to-move skin tones. And I'll start with the lightest skin colors. From the left to the right, we do have the super white, then we do have the tennis player, the new pink white, the purple top, and then the white Mengf body. And when you compare the super white body with the purple top really looks dark in comparison. So usually you will not find a head when it comes to Barbie for the super wide body. Maybe the Twilight heads could fit, but I'm not sure about that since I simply don't have them or any one of them. So I don't know, but I have read comments like that in the review section, so maybe. The pink-white skin tone is very close to the tennis player. Maybe there's the slightest hint of a difference because the Mengf body does have a slightly more yellow undertone. But this is really so slightly, you will not really recognize it. In general, I would say the pink-white and the tennis player are the closest skin tone matches when it comes to Barbie in comparison with Mengf. And the second best is already the pink top together with the white one. Therefore, the tennis player is a pretty good match for the pink white, for example. The head of the Fashionista 98 is a good example for heads that match different bodies, but do not have a perfect match, if you want to say so. She is a bit lighter than the purple top, but also a little bit darker than the tennis player. She also does not have this pinky undertone, not a strong one like the tennis player, for example. But she also matches the pink-white Mengf body, and even on the white Mengf body, she would be an okay match. The Defalusi head, for example, does not have a perfect match in the Mattel Barbie universe because it is a pretty light skin tone, but with a strong yellow undertone. It is a bit lighter than the purple top, but darker than the tennis player, and the tennis player, as I said, does have a pinker undertone. But it's pretty hard to get the purple top, and you can get away with it if you would like to use a made to move on the Defalusi heads. You could use the pink-white Mengf head together with the Defalusi head, but in my opinion, the white one looks better, even though the body is a bit darker in skin tone than the head. Now we also have our fan favorite Victoria head. I have to be honest, before I started the channel and doing hybrids on camera, I was not so impressed by this face mold. I do like it, but I think together with her tall body, it was not the perfect match. I really like the one with the red hair way more, but as a hybrid, I really think she slays. She's great on the action doll body. She's also very beautiful on the Mengf body, and she clearly is a perfect match for the pink-white one, so I'm not quite sure, I guess. The other one that I have that is still on her original body, I guess she will get a different one in the future. The next group is already way harder to compare with Barbie skin tones. On the far left we do have the pink tie-dye, then we do have Barbie Looks model number 23. The skin tones of the pink tie-dye on this Barbie Looks doll are more or less identical. It is really only a very, very small difference between them. Next we do have the second wheelchair Barbie, because the first wheelchair Barbie does have a different skin tone. The first one is way more close to the pink top made to move, and this one here is different. It does have a clearly more yellow undertone, and the next one is the pink top yoga made to move, and this one is the most orange one in the line. The next two bodies are the Mengf bodies. The first one is a beige and the second one is a Hungarian one. And as you can see, the Mengf bodies are simply different. They do have a stronger grey undertone. There's not a lot of orange or red. Of course, there is red inside of this color palette, but compared to Barbie, it is not that much, and it's not easy to find perfect matches when it comes to Barbie heads for these Mengf bodies. But still, I will show you some examples that might work pretty good. Here you do have a skipper head. You have already seen this head in my skipper video. It is not a good match for neither of these made to move bodies, but it's also not a real bad match. If I would match it together with one of the made to move bodies, I think I would choose the pink top yoga girl or the wheelchair Barbie, but in fact it is a near perfect match for the beige Mengf body, and I do really like this match, so you will see her later in the video again. Next is a 2004 Erica head from The Princess and the Pauper. She is also one of the heads that turn more grey over time. I have talked about that also in the skipper video. She's not as grey as the skipper that I have shown you, but she is also way grayer than a standard doll from that time. And she would also be a great match for the beige Mengf body if you like the style and you would like to have a body that really matches in skin tone to the head. That's definitely an option. The next girl is also from 2004. the Fairytopia Magical Mermaid Barbie. In person she is way less grey than the Erica head, but still she is a good match for the Mengf body. I also wanted to include the Mycene head for everyone who liked to use this body maybe with a bigger head. This is not a perfect match, the head is definitely a little bit more orange or red, but still it is not a bad match, I would say. And of course there are also other doll companies than Mattel, and I do have exactly 3 old Integrity toy heads, but you will see only 2 because I cannot find the third one. I don't know, I thought I had stored it together with my Barbie heads, but nope, I did not. I don't know what I have done with it. I'm pretty sure that I've tried it on another body a few months ago and then packed it away, but simply not where I usually pack my doll heads to, so. But at least I do have 2 different, or maybe not so different, old early 2000s Integrity toy heads. I bought both on AliExpress around 3 years ago. At that time they were okay priced, at least for me in Germany, because these dolls were not released in Germany back when they are on the shelves. For the one that already does have its body, I paid around 18 euros, and the other one you will see I paid around 16 euros, and now they are way higher in price, at least the ones that I were able to find on AliExpress, because I bought mine from this World in Your Eyes shop, I think that's the name. I talked about the shop before in my videos, and the price was fine for the heads, but the high price, I don't know. I would not be willing to pay the price, but in case you cannot find them and you really want to find them, I will look them up for you, but honestly I just don't like them so much that I would pay a higher price. The one you can see here is on an Hungarian body, and I told you before that the Hungarian bodies are lower priced because of the different colors of the legs and arms, and it is quite a very good match for these older Integrity heads. It is not a perfect match because the heads do also have a more red undertone, so if you're really picky it might be not a good match for you, but in my opinion the match is quite okay, and you could even use the beige skin body. Maybe it is a better match, but as I said, the Hungarian ones are priced very good at the moment, and in case you do have maybe a few of these older ones, it could be a good hybrid option for you. But I'm not quite sure if every head that does have the same face does also have the same skin tone. I don't know, maybe it is the face screening, but I think the one that did not get a new body so far is a little bit more red, but that could be because of the hair color and the face screening. Later in the video you can see that I have put the head on an Hungarian body, and the match is also very nice. So far, the head did not get a body because I was not quite sure what to do with the hair. If I would like to keep it as is, if I would like to reroot it, or I don't know. These heads do not have a nice quality hair. The hair is polypropylene. It is very dry and you cannot do a lot with it, but honestly back then when these dolls were on the shelves, they were priced really good and very low, and therefore you cannot really be mad about it. But the one that did not have a body so far does have a very interesting haircut. It is the original haircut, I looked it up, but I don't know if I like it, but I'm also not sure if I would like to cut the longer parts, or yeah, I decided to leave it as is. And the head is of course already clean. I cleaned it when I got it, but I gave it a new hair wash and a quick hot boil, and it already looks better. And you have seen this top model hybrid quite often in my videos, and as you can see, she is on the beige body, but you could also put this head on the Hungarian ones with no problem. The match would also be very good. The Hungarian one is just a little bit more tanned or a little bit less yellow, but you can see it on the footage. The difference is really minimal. With the next group you can see that the Mengf bodies are right in between of the color palette of the Made to Move bodies. On the far left you have the green tie-dye made to move. Then we do have the BMR Mitch body, which is pretty close to the dark blue Yoga Made to Move, the actual one that is sold on Amazon. Then we do have the brown Mengf body. Next is the yellow top Made to Move. Then the blue tie-dye, I think it is called blue tie-dye. I often say purple tie-dye, but I think most people say blue tie-dye. Next is the Mengf body with the coffee skin. Then Barbie looks doll number 21. And the last girl is Fashionistas 166, or at least her body. It is the darker skinned wheelchair Barbie. And as you can see, the brown body is definitely darker than the BMR Mitch, which is pretty close to the floral bun and the darker blue Yoga Made to Move. Maybe the old ones or the OG dark blue top Yoga Made to Move bodies would be more close to the Mengf body, but I don't have one of these, and therefore I don't know if there is a Made to Move that is more close to the Mengf body in skin color, because the next one in the line is already the yellow top, and the yellow top is way darker than the Mengf brown body. And again, the coffee skin Mengf body is darker than the yellow top. It is also more red in its undertone. And the Barbie Looks girl is of course even more darker and less yellow than the other one, so it is right in between these two skin colors. My first example for you would be this Kira holiday doll head from 2021. I know a lot of people put her on the green tie-dye, but in my opinion she's too yellow for that. The green tie-dye does not have this strong yellow undertone. She is quite a good match for the Mitch body or for Floral Bun, for example, and I guess also for the newer dark blue top, but she is also a good match for the brown skinned Mengf body. The Mengf body is a bit darker, but it is really only a small difference, and overall I really like the look, and you have seen her already on the thumbnail. In case you have watched my videos before, you have seen the Defalusi head that I usually have on the coffee skin Mengf body. In my opinion it is the better match, even though the body is darker than the head, but the brown body is a little bit lighter than the head, so as always when you build hybrids it is a personal preference and also a matter of light, because honestly, for example, the differences in the body parts of the Hungarian and the older beige bodies are nearly invisible in natural light, but under some artificial lights they are pretty intense. So there's also always the question, where do you display your dolls and what do you like better? Next we do have Fashionistas 32. She is a goddess face mold. She's also a very nice match for the Mengf body, for example. And for a good comparison, the next girl is also a goddess face. This is Fashionistas 95. She's a very recent newcomer to my collection. She is lighter in skin tone than the brown Mengf body, but I think it is still doable. Next is Fashionistas 33. She does have the grace or playline and Billy face, and she's also a very nice match on this body. And it's the same for the next one, also a grace and Billy playline face. This time it's Fashionistas 07. In person she is a little bit darker than the head that I have shown you before, but still she's not dark enough to match the coffee skin tone, I think, so. But it is the same color palette, just a bit darker. This Christie bathing suit doll is also a recent buy, and I hope it might fit the Mengf coffee skin, but it does not really fit. But it might fit on the Barbie Looks body, so maybe that's a body donor option. The next girl is an Asha head with an alternative rooting. I guess she is from the early 2000s, and she is indeed a pretty good match for the coffee skinned Mengf body. She might be a little bit more yellow, but it is minimal. I think that would be also a very nice match. The next girl is the live action Ariel doll that I have. So far I did not rebody her, and as you can see here, she even does not a perfect matched body. Head and original body are not the same skin tones. The head is way more red and the body is way more yellow. So this also happens on Barbies when you buy them. They are not always a perfect match. And I don't think it is necessary that the match is totally 100% perfect, but it simply should not hurt your eye when you look at it, and that's fine for me, but I just wanted to point out these two do also not match perfectly together. When it comes to a good match for the Ariel head, I would say the BMR Mitch would be a good match, even though the head is a little bit darker, but maybe even the dark blue top would be a good match if you can get it, but overall everything that is darker would not be a good match in my opinion. But I simply don't know if every live action area that is made by Mattel does have the same skin tone. This girl here came in a 3-pack with the Asian girl and the one with the high ponytail, the pink high ponytail. But I am pretty sure that every area that is made by Mattel does have the same skin tone, but I never actively searched for skin tone matches for this head, therefore I simply don't know, but overall even the Mengf brown body would be a nice match for this head. In general, I would say every head that is in the range of Floribun would be a pretty good match for the Mengf brown body. The Mengf body in coffee skin is a bit more complicated. There's still a bunch of heads that would fit, but the skin tone is a bit more of a challenge when you try to find a good fitting head. And now I would like to show you why I bought the pink white body, and also why I told you before that these silicone knobs are quite useful. In case you have seen my first action figure video, you might have noticed this head here. I bought it because the head I officially bought the body for did not match the body, and I decided to get another action figure head that I also didn't like on the body because I think it is way too small. I simply don't like the proportions. So in the end, I had an action figure body that I really like to combine with Barbie heads, but I also have action figure heads and I had no bodies for them. So I decided to look what I have and what might match. And it was a pretty surprise for me that these heads do look quite nice on the Mengf bodies. And since I tried this head on a new body that still had its silicone knob on top of the screw, I simply noticed that these silicone pieces do have a real good purpose. And as you can see here, she even can headbang together with this neck piece. She sits totally secure on this neck together with the silicone piece. The only thing is that I did not have a matching body. Her skin tone is way more pink than the normal white one from Mengf, and that's the reason why I ordered the pink white body. It is a bit lighter in skin tone than the head, but still it is a good match. And since she looks so nice on this body, I also tried the older action figure head that I bought back in 2017, and it is in fact a quite nice match for the super wide body, but the whole head or the whole structure of the head is very different from the other one. This head does have inserted eyes, and as I said, the structure is a bit flimsy, so the face plate does not really fit on the back of the body. Everything is a little bit crooked. It is really hard to explain. As I said, this head is already 7 years old, and I'm pretty sure that if you buy a new head that does have this feature, it might look a bit better. In the end, you cannot see the flaws when the hair is done, and you also need a little bit poster putty to keep everything together, but yeah, it is still a nice head, and it simply does not really fit with the bigger silicone piece, but it does fit with the slimmer one. that came originally with this body, the one that is simply a bit more slim and longer than the other one that I have. In fact, it was a little bit too long. As you can see here, I cut off a tiny piece, but now it fits quite perfectly. I had to, putty everything together off camera, and I also gave her a good new hair wash. The hair is nylon. It's not a super high quality nylon, but it is at least nylon. It's not so bad, and you will see it in the end. It does not look bad at all. But since I already had now 2 nice action dolls, I thought, why not getting another action figure head? Mainly because I wanted to know how different the skin tones might be. As you can see, the first one is very light, then we do have the pink white, and the next one you will see is, you can assume it, more white in skin tone. The company of the head is Toys. I only paid a bit over 12 euros for the head. Shipping was free, so that was the only price, and I have to say, that's a pretty good one. I paid 14 euros for the one in the middle. The girl on this one was even cheaper, and for that price, I'm pretty impressed by the quality, I have to say. Her hair fiber is also different. It is not standard nylon. It is not saran like the girl in the middle. This girl here does have kind of a fake mohair. I usually see this type of fiber with doll wigs. Usually it is not used for rooted heads, but I don't know, maybe action figure heads look more realistic with this kind of hair fiber. I'm not a big fan of this fake mohair, but overall it is okay. It feels nice, it is very soft, and these dolls or these figureheads are in general not the type of head that is meant to be for hair play. They are pretty sparsely rooted, also for a more realistic look, because usually when you do have a real person, the hair is not so voluminous on a doll. But the yellow undertone on this head is not that strong. You could also use it on the pink white body, but I have only one pink white body, and the skin tone of the girl in the middle is definitely way pinker. It does not match the white skin tone of the Mengf girl, and therefore she gets the white one, the one in the middle gets pink white, and the one on the left gets a super white. And please keep in mind, I think only the double jointed bodies come together with this silicone knob. I think the one that is only single jointed but does have the new metal parts or screw and metal neck pegs does not come with these silicone covers, because I simply don't know if these are only covers to protect the screw or if it is intentionally made for these kinds of bodies. I did not see anyone talking about it, and it was a pure coincidence that I tried the head on these silicone covers, and it simply works perfect. Before I show you the styling for the new hybrids, I would like to talk about the doll stands I usually use. I have to say I simply like them. I bought my first batch of them, I guess, 1.5 years ago, I think. And the first ones I received were very stable. You just had to put in the pole into the disc, and sometimes it was quite hard to get everything together, but in the end it was very stable. And nowadays the stands are pretty flimsy, I have to say. Now, in fact, all of the new ones I got were flimsy, and I would like to show you how to fix that easily. And please excuse my hands, it was really hot that day and I simply have sweaty hands, but I thought it might be helpful for you, even though you have to live with the foggy acrylic bases. As you can see, I make it really easy. I just use some leftover silicone bands from packaging. I mainly keep those, especially the ones from Mattel, because the ones from Mattel, the smaller ones, are perfect for doll hair. They do not disintegrate so fast. They are way better than the ones that I tried from AliExpress and other shops, and therefore I really like to keep those. But the ones that are already worn out or are simply bigger or larger are quite a good item to use on these doll stands. You can just put them between the base and the pole, and it will help to stabilize the whole thing. Sometimes you need more than one strap of elastic, but overall you simply can add as much as you like, or as much you simply need to get this pole to stand still and not wobble all over the place. When everything is stable, you just cut off the rest of the elastics and you're fine. Okay, now I have new doll stands and therefore I have enough new stands for the new girls. But let us begin with an old girl or a girl that already had a body, but still she got a new styling. And I guess this is an old Integrity toy head, pre-Fashion Royalty I think. It might be the first Janae face sculpt, not quite sure. As I said, quite often my interest in Integrity toys is pretty low. My knowledge is very low and therefore I simply don't know that. I bought these heads about 3 years ago. I don't hate them, I don't love them. I was not sure if this kind of face is my style. Of course, Integrity did a huge glow up during the last 20 years. The faces look way more elegant. The painting or screening is way more nicer. But still, I think it is still visible that this is an Integrity toy head. It is elegant and sharp, and overall, it is not really my thing. But I do like this head and also the other one because it is so early Y2K, and I really like the colors of the screening, so way prettier than any pixelated Barbie face from today. She looks really good on this body and her overall look suits the aesthetic of her face screening. Before that I had her in a Chanel-like outfit, and now with the restyle I like her way better than I liked her before. And now she does not have to live at the back of the shelf anymore, and she even got a sister. I bought the heads at the same time. I did not have a body that matched, but I already bought both bodies, the both first Hungarian skin bodies, over a year ago, and finally she does have her body. I gave the hair a quick wash and hot boil. It really needs more TLC to be honest, but for now it looks better than before, way better. The look is also quite cohesive, I would say. I gave her this Zero bag that is not made to be a fanny pack, but I don't know. I like the idea of the chain around her waist, and I also like the Zoro sunglasses on her. She looks really quite cute. And the two girls side by side, you can see that they are sisters. They do have the same kind of screening, but different colors. And of course, the hair's different. The overall aesthetic is a bit different. But I have to say, these dolls are also side glanced. And back then, Integrity did a perfect job. The dolls are not wonky. The screening is clear and pretty, so I really have to appreciate that. The hair, as I said, is polypropylene on both dolls. On the left one, it is not so visible because the hair is very long and the really dry parts are on the end of the hair. But I also have to say, it is still a hair fiber that can be restored pretty good in case it was not played with. A poly hair of a playline doll is lost forever most of the time because it is really hard to straighten it up, and yeah, that's for a different story. But these dolls here were never played with. These were just heads that were stored away in China for a very long time, and therefore they don't need a lot, only a good wash and a quick hot boil, and they look quite good. As I said, the girl on the right would need a little bit more of TLC, but I'm very sure you could restore the hair nicer than I have done. But of course you also could reroute the doll. I don't know who spread the rumor that poly hair always disintegrate, because that's not true. I have dolls from the 80s that do have poly hair and the hair is intact. There's no problem. But of course, in general, you never know if you do have a hair fiber or a plastic fiber in general that will stay strong over a certain amount of time. I'm pretty sure there is polypropylene hair that did disintegrate over time, and there's also kanekalon hair that disintegrate as well, and of course plastic in general has a tendency to get weak over time, and it's definitely also a matter of storage. How you display your doll, is there sunlight, is there a lot of humidity and all that jazz, but in general you cannot say that poly hair does disintegrate over time, and especially not that it will disintegrate in a certain amount of time. But hey, it is totally possible that I'm wrong, but out of my experience it is simply not the case. So poly hair in my opinion is never pretty, but it is quite stable in my opinion most of the time. Next, I would like to have a look on the Barbie girls, and I have to say I'm quite impressed because so far I really did not consider putting a Barbie head on the Mengf bodies, simply because I was not sure if they really go good together. The Mengf body is so elegant, so tall, and yeah, as they say, it is more the supermodel look-alike body. And mainly Barbie is more the cute, friendly girl from next door. But I changed my mind. I like quite a few of the matches that I have shown you before. This skipper was part of my stash for quite a while, and she looks really awesome on this body. She does have saran hair. It is not really full, also more on the sparsely rooted side, but I think it looks quite nice. She is on the beige double-jointed body. I gave her this more girly look, also not entirely new. I gave a look like this to the pilot Barbie from a previous video, just in black, and overall a bit different, but the idea is the same, and I have to say I really like it. I love these fluffy boots or fluffy leg warmers, and I also love the fact that the girl can wear the version 1 hands perfectly. They are not loose, they fit really perfectly into the sockets. She even can hold the Tamagotchi, and I think it looks really nice with the color of the skirt and also of her eyes. Even though the head is a more younger face, it still looks very fancy and pretty on this very mature Mengf body in my opinion. I did not expect that, and I think I should have tried that earlier, but anyway, I really like this girl. Next is the Holiday Kira from 2021. Her original outfit was completely silver toned. Also her face screening does have silver accents, but I decided to give her everything in gold because I liked it together with her skin color. She's also the girl with the most adult look for today. It is also a simple AliExpress set. The dress and the coat do come together, and it looks quite nice. It hugs every curve of this body perfectly. The shoe model you have seen on my channel quite often. I do like it. It also matches nicely on the Mengf feet. She also got a Mini Brands fashion bag and a bit jewelry. She also kept her original hands because I simply don't have other hands in that skin tone. But these hands with the long fingernails, I guess, will look better when they are painted. I have to decide if I would like to paint them or give her different hands. Not quite sure, but overall she is a real stunner. Here we do have the two Barbie hybrids together, and I must say I really like both of them. Even though the Kira one is way more elegant, it is a collector's store head, and therefore the screening is simply a little bit more detailed, or I don't know, maybe sophisticated. And the Skipper Girl is just a playline head, but still both dolls look amazing on the new bodies, I think. And I would definitely consider building more hybrids with Barbie heads and Mengf bodies. And now it's time for the action figure heads on the Mengf bodies. And the oldest girl will make the start. I truly hated her first action figure body that I also bought back in 2017, and I had no clue that she could look that sweet and cute on a different body. She is wearing a really adorable dress, also from AliExpress. This one is one of these that are not so inexpensive. I think I paid around €8 for it, but I have to say it is a very nice piece. It is not a recent buy. I have this also for a few months, but I had no doll that I would like to try it on, and she is the perfect candidate, and it matches the Mengf body pretty well. The shoes do not really fit the Mengf feet. They are a little bit too small, but it is doable, and I like the overall look. I also really like the fact that she can hold this little compact in her hands without even putty or anything. I can just give it in her hand. It is stable enough that I can twist and turn the stand, and it does not come off so easily. I really love that. And as you can see, she does have also the older hand. She's not with her original hands that are bigger and do have these very long nails, because as I said before, I think the very long nails look a bit weird when they are not painted, and the shorter ones on the version 1 hands I think are quite okay, and since I like to mix and match the hands, it is easier not to paint them, since that way you can change them all the time and you don't have to watch out for the nail color. Next is the one with the yellow blonde hair. To me, she's my favorite out of this group. Her head is so small that she can easily wear the Emily in Paris head that comes with the Zorro Mini Brands Netflix capsules. I gave her this little butterfly A-line dress. I think the orange accents look really nice together with her eye color, and I added also more red pieces to match her lip color. The Mengf bodies can wear the Mini Brands fashion boots without any problem, but please keep in mind, always use socks underneath, because these shoes do stain your doll feet, and quite a bit. The little red purse is not made by Zorro or Mini Brands fashion. It is simply a find from AliExpress. It's made out of metal, and it is advertised for 1/12 scale, but I think for a 1/6 scale it is quite a nice little purse. Also, she can wear it even though it is metal. It is not very lightweighted. It does have a good weight, and she can wear it in her hands without any problem. I do not need putty or anything. She can just hold it, and as I said, I really like that. She also has the version 1 hands. I simply like them better than the version 2 hands, and they do fit. They are also not loose. Only the last girl has one hand that is loose, but I even didn't show it on camera. But I would like to tell you that in case you buy a pair of older hands and they are also loose, it can happen. Here a quick turnaround so you can see how nicely the head fits. I had no idea. It was just a try out, and I have to say it looks really cute. So I'm not longer mad about the fact that I do have two of these. The other one does have a little rub on top of it. Overall, I'm not a big fan of the quality of the Netflix series, I have to say, but it is fine. It's okay for what it is. And now I really like the hats. And now here is the last girl for today, and she is the one that has a more casual look. She's the only one that does have a more casual look, or luxurious casual look, but still casual. Her pants are also these that you have seen quite often in my videos. They are originally made for action figurines. They also fit on the Made to Move. I really appreciate the fact that I can even bend the knees of the Mengf bodies while the doll is wearing these pants. I made the mistake with the Defalusi hybrid I made. She had I thought, stretchy pants on, and I bended her knee and the pants immediately got ripped. And that's not the case with these pants here, but they are on the short side. Not quite sure if it looks like it is a 3/4 pants or if it looks like it is simply too short, but I don't know. I think it looks okay. She also got these mini brand sneakers. These are Nike shoes in collab with Dior originally, and they did quite a good job in miniature form in my opinion. She also got this backpack from Series 3. I really like it. I also got mine from AliExpress. I never got the rare items from the capsules. She also got the headphones from Series 2 and the sunglasses from Series 3. I also gave these to the Integrity toy head, but it doesn't matter. I really like these sunglasses. They look good on a bunch of different doll heads. And since I really think this head looks so good with them, I decided to show you how it looks together with the glasses and the headphones on. I mean, I really like this face. It looks perfectly fine. But doesn't it look really cool together with the sunglasses on and also the headphones? I will keep her that way for quite a while, I guess. Here we also have this group together, and I have to say, I really like the combination. The heads are very tiny in comparison to a Barbie head, but I have to say they look quite good on the Mengf bodies. What I really do not like on the action figure bodies, usually they do have a very short neck. I know that's more realistic, but together with these heads it often looks, in my opinion, not that nice. The World Box bodies that I have shown you in various videos, they do also have a quite long neck compared to most of the action figurine bodies, and yeah, for these heads here, the long neck on the Mengf body is just a big plus. And here we do have all the dolls together. It's already, again, a long video. I honestly thought it would be so much shorter, but yeah, there are 7 dolls, so it is not that short. And I hope you liked the stylings and the examples I gave you for the bodies. I also would like to talk about this order this time because I'm not so happy about everything. And it is the first time that I was really upset with an order that I did on the dolls retail store. They did have a very good sale or back to school sale. The prices were already very good. On the double jointed bodies, I usually pay around 50 euros for one of these bodies, even a bit more. And when it is on sale, I think the cheapest one I got was around 46. I think it was around 45 or 46 so far. But this time I got the beige one and the white pink skin one for 80 euros in total, so 40 for each one, because the brown one I bought before. I already had it in my stash, but I didn't use it so far, simply because I wanted to show it on camera, and only one new body with one new skin color is, in my opinion, not enough for a video. Therefore I waited if I get new stuff, and now it was the time. I ordered one new skin color, and also the beige skin is different since it is a newer version. It does not have different colored body parts. But you have seen the white pink body. It is not a double jointed body. I got the right double jointed beige skinned body, but the pink white one is just a single jointed one, and that's not okay. The single jointed body is in general way cheaper in price. Even without sale, it is usually around 30 euros. So even after discounts and everything, it is with its original regular price even 10 euro cheaper than the one that I got for a very good deal of 40 euros. So I'm pretty angry about this situation because of course I was sent back the wrong body and I will get my money back. But of course I do not have the double jointed body that I got or bought for a very good price. But it's okay, I decided to do this video anyway, even though I have now to pack up the wrong body and send it back. So the girl on the left that in my opinion had the nicest styling will not have a body for quite a while, because at the moment I simply don't want to buy another body because I'm simply disappointed and I'm quite unsure if it really was only a coincidence or if it was intentionally. But of course, in the end of the day, there is the benefit of a doubt, and therefore after a short while I guess I will order from the shop again, since they do have the best prices. And after trying quite a bunch of Barbie heads on these bodies, I'm quite hooked. I really like the combination. Not for all of the heads, but for quite some of them. I think the dolls look really nice, and I enjoy the fact that the double joints work so smoothly and that they do have so pretty hands, which can hold things, even can wear rings and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. They are quite not cheap, but the quality is very, very good, and I think I'm here for it. I'm very sure that I will buy more Mengf bodies in the future and do more hybrids with them. Overall, the quality of the action figure bodies is still different and higher, especially when you consider the price. But when it comes to fashion dolls, these bodies are awesome. They are really awesome. I like the look, I like the color variations and the hybrid possibilities. And I also will try to find other action doll or action figurine heads that I like, because even that combination is really cool, even though the heads are very tiny in comparison to Barbie heads, for example. But they look so, they are not really perfectly realistic, not the ones that I have chosen, but still they are way different than Barbie heads. They do not have applied lashes, which is great for me, and therefore I'm sure I will find more of these that I like in the future. Finally, we have come to the end of the video. I hope you had some fun and you got some information that you did not have before. I can only encourage you to try to build a hybrid by yourself. You can use whatever body you like, maybe one of the ones you've seen in this video or other videos I have shown you. It is a fun, niche part of the hobby. I think the majority of collectors never try to build a hybrid or rarely do that. Maybe the made-to-move body in general changed that, but there are so many other bodies out there which are very nice and honestly often are way better quality than the made-to-move bodies are. And overall, I think it never hurts to try out new things. Sometimes you get new dolls and you had no idea, because honestly, most of them were already here. I just had to put the right head on the right body. And now I have new dolls that I do really like, and I'm happy about it. But it took a while to put everything together, and therefore I really have to thank you for your time. I hope to see you again in the next video. Until then, bye!